No? Okay.
Okay, let's start. Look at the Torah, Parsha Sav, page 32, second column. The pasuk says, "V'heinif yadel anar bayam ruchayd." Hashem is going to wave his hand over the river with the power of his strength, of wind. V'yikol l'shivan l'cholim, and he's going to divide it into 7 parts. This pasuk refers to when Mashiach comes. Like we learned, that by Kriyas Yamsuf was in the Yamsuf, all the waters in the world split, except the Nahar Pros Euphrates River, because that Mashiach is going to split into 7. So he says, "In a Yamsuf u'b'chinas Malchus d'Atzilus," the Yamsuf, like we learned in the other Maamar, is Malchus of Atzilus, which is Dibur Elyon, which is speech from above. Shadibur, the Sefer the Chodargin, speech is the end of all, the lowest of all levels. Shebedvar Hashem Shemayim Nasu, with the word of Hashem, the heavens were made. Chol Asar and Maimoris, all the 10 utterances, Einam Shalchos Mases Fiz Datzilus, as they're bringing now. Like we learned, what is Malchus? Malchus is from one side the Yam, the receiving of all the higher levels, and then it becomes Yabosh, it gives it over to the lower levels. So what is speech? Speech is basically what takes the intellect and the feelings and all those levels, and then he brings it down to the lower level. Mislav Shem Beis Yisadibur, Yehi Or, which has Amshacha B'chinas Chachma, which is, because we know the 10 utterances correspond with the 10 spheres. So he says, Yehi Or is the level of Chachma. And Dibur conceals the light of the revelation. In other words, like you have an idea or an emotion, and you need to channel it in a certain way, in a certain direction. Just like it is by a person in the Eisis Hadiba and Keli. The speech is the vessel, the vehicle, for seichel and midashem nemshochem mislabshim, that they should be drawn down and revealed to the next level. Mikama came nevertheless. Ha'eis yisem alim and malaseichel shebeseichel. Words, letters themselves really limit and conceal the seichel, because anytime, let's say, you want to reveal intellectual concept or an emotional concept, so the letters actually conceal and limit the amount of seichel or midas that you're revealing. Umatzvin and and they hide it within them. Because a kid, even though he can say the words, a kid can repeat the words. Yeah, he can even read in a siddur. Yeah, but he doesn't know what it's talking about. The letters are revealing a certain level of godliness of davening, let's say, but a person could read the letters, right, and say Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu Melech Haolam, and they don't know what it means. Or a person could read Chumash and they don't know what it means, or Tillim, and not will know what it means. If you could say the words very well, Im Kol Zeh Ein Maven Klal Asal Kol Shebeseicha Isis. You don't understand the intellect within the letters. Only a guy who knows the concepts from before. As Maven Teicha, then he can understand through the letters. He can understand the seichel. But if you don't understand the seichel from before, just looking at the words is not going to tell you anything. Or anybody can look at, say, a foreign language. Yeah, that they have no understanding. But they can say to read the words, but they don't know what it means because the letters themselves conceal the seichel. Avamahu says he is the essence of the letters. In comparison to the intellect and the feelings, this is concealment. The biyah hudak min adibur elyon, the same way l'mayla. When you say that chochma v'atzilus comes into the lower levels is through dibur, v'lei kamei b'moshe shalei midu chochma mikedim. It's not like in the Moshe the guy understood the levels before. In other words, the malchus dibur is concealing the revelations of atzilus. That now they come into bria on a much, much lower level. Harei Im kein Adibur, Vaisi is the Malchus Atzilus. He malim and matzvin al chabad v'amidas Atzilus hamislabshim ba'adibur. Therefore, basically, they conceal the seichel and the midas of Atzilus. Shlo yizgala kal b'briya, not to be revealed at all in the world of Briya. Kiem eiza ha'adam mu'etas ma'ed. Only a very slight ray of the intellect or the midas. K'mei b'chinas ha'anim shechai deisaitis. Similar to the level of chayis of a person that comes through the hair. In other words, like this. Word learned in Chassidus, the hair is actually still living. It's a living thing. Yet, if you cut the hair, it's not going to hurt. God forbid, you cut your finger, it's going to hurt. You cut the hair, it doesn't hurt. Why doesn't it hurt? Because the amount of chayis of the neshama that's in the hair is so limited, so limited, that let's say, on the head, it goes through the life is nourishing through the skull. Okay, so it's a very, very limited amount of chayas, of life of the neshama that goes into the hair. The finger is getting much more chayas, so therefore, God forbid, you cut your finger, it hurts. You cut your hair or nails, those two Mishalim Chassidus give. So therefore, it's the revelation through Malchus to Biyah is like the revelation of the neshama through hair. So it comes down to very, very limited. Because Atzilus is Bligvul, and B'ri is already Yashmiyayin, it's already limitation. That's the level of Yam, Shenikra Alma Diskasya, which is called the concealed worlds. Therefore, Malchus is called Yam, because what does Malchus speech do? It conceals over the level of Seichel and Midas. In Nami or Mashadiba Nikra Helam, another explanation. This that Dibur is called concealment, because this that what comes into the Seichel and Midas, into Dibur, that's only Chitzainis Seichel, it's only the external level of Seichel. The real Seichel you can't reveal in speech, because bottom line is it's limited. Torah, on the other hand, Torah, because even the external is the essence of Hashem, so therefore, like the Gemara says, Arboim Shinokoy Mina Shadaita the Rabbi. Like Moshe Rabbeinu gave the Torah, and the 40th year says, now Hashem gave you Lev Lahavan to understand, right? Adi Yemezer. Leinos Hashem lachem lev ladas v'znaim l'rish v'znaim l'shmaya Adi Yemezer, the pasuk says. Moshe Rabbeinu says Hashem didn't give you the ability to understand until now. So from there the Gemara learns that was the 40th year from Matan Torah. And now Moshe Rabbeinu says, now you can understand what you heard of Matan Torah. But in the essence of the Dibur, it conceals the Midah. But in essence, it's really, at least by Torah, it's the essence of the Midah. That's why the famous story, when the Rebbe Rashab wrote a Maamar, he wanted to kiss the Friedrich Rebbe when he was a little baby. Instead of kissing him, he wrote a Maamar, and then when the Friedrich Rebbe grew old, he said, here's a Chassidish kiss. Because in the Maamar, the Rebbe Rashab put his essence. So a kiss is very external. Today's kisses are worthless. They don't mean anything. But because it's all bluff, it's all very external. You don't mean it, you do mean it. It's all bluff. But when you put a tzaddik puts himself in the Torah, and no nafshik savit yahavis, so then the essence of it works. Then you have the essence of it.
More bluff, more money, you should say.
Whatever. In Kriyas Yamsuf, that's the level of Kriyas Yamsuf. So what happened? Yam became Yabosh. So what happened? Shibin Skas, Yanasis, Gal, from the hidden levels became the revealed levels. Hainu. What it means is, what do you mean Yam becomes Yabosha? It means that until now there was a concealment. Now that level is not concealing anymore. It's becoming, it means all the higher Eidos of Seichel and Midas of Atzilus are becoming revealed. Shem Es Shvii Atzilus, which are the 10 Shvius of Atzilus, which are normally concealed, Kim Sheis Galu Mamish and Neshamas de Bria. Gam Ken K'mei Shoagilu B'Atzilus, which means that even the Neshamas, the way they are in Bria, have the revelation of Atzilus. That's what happened in Kiryas Yamsuf. The highest Ein Sof, all the way up there, the highest level of Yam became revealed to the Neshamas the way they are down here.
That's why the Neshama skipped, Rabbi?
No, that's by Matan Torah. That was even a greater revelation. Not by Kiryas Yamsuf. The Yes, She'inyan Kiryas Yamsuf. Is Chaber and Sabriya Matzilus Mamish Bli Parso Mosoch. So therefore, remember, we learned many times. Between Atzilus and Bria is like a curtain, a Mosoch. So he says that, meaning, Kriyas Yamsuf means Atzilus and Bria are interconnected without the Parsa, without this curtain. Therefore, the Yam by Kriyas Yamsuf split into 12 parts, and over there is the number Yud Beis B'chlal. Okay? B'chlal, generally speaking, in Atzilus, is Achdus. In the world of Bria, was what's called Yud Beis Gvulei Alachsim, whatever. In Bria is 12 levels. Now the Neshamas, the Avis, Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov is Chesed Gvurah Tiferes of Atzilus. The 12 Shvatim are the world of Bria. They're not on the level of the Avis. Over there is the number 12. And also the Malachim of Bria, which in the Shlomo Melech's thing by the Beis Hamikdash over there, Yud Beis Bakar, the 12 cattle, and Ayam Aleim El Mailam, the Yam is above them from above. So Yud Beis, the number 12, refers to Bria. So what's Kriyas Yamsuf? Kriyas Yamsuf means the Gilui of Atzilus, Yam, into Bria. And he says, even though in the Malachim, why do you say 12? There's 4 general things. There's Michal, Gabriel, the fall of Riel. Like it says in Mishami Parei, V'hoyal Arba Roshim, when the Nahar came out of Gan Eden, and then it's split into 4, which refers to the 4 groups of Malachim. So you have Michal, Gabriel, the fall of Riel. Right, the 4 kills. No, Uriel.
Uriel, yes.
I can read. I don't know what the words mean because the letters cover it. But it says Uriel. Each one is divisible into 3. Just like the Yud B'Shvatim. There were 4 Dgalim, right? 4 camps, but each camp is composed of 3. Same thing with the Malachim. There are 4 camps. Each one is composed of 3. The same thing in the hand, you have 3 compartments also. Even though the Shvatim themselves are, like we said before, in the world of Bria, nevertheless, they come from the 6 Shvius of Atzilus, which has the 12 Gvulei Alachsim. Okay, in Kabbalah you have like this. You have this 6 Shvius. Okay, then you have from the line top to the bottom, top right to the bottom left is 1 diagonal. Then you have another diagonal on this. So you have 6 diagonals, and each diagonal has 2 ends to it. So it's called the Yud Beis Gvulei Alachsim. It's not the Yud Beis Gvulei Alachsim. No, there's believe it or not, there's a letter from the Rebbe in the earlier years. The Rebbe explains Al Pi Kabbalah the Magen David. Yeah.
Double.
Huh?
It's a double.
I understand, but it's triangle in the 3 levels.
Is this?
Huh?
This is not what we're saying here?
No. L'chein Kriyas Yamsuf is Chiber v'Aliyas Bria b'Atzilus. Therefore, what does it mean? Bria now has the revelation of Atzilus, which means that Bria now is elevated to Atzilus, because it gets the Gilui of Atzilus. And therefore the Yam was divided into Yud Beis Gzodim, 12 divisions. Shekol Shevet v'Shevet Silasi Yechavin. Every Shevet goes in its own path. Kol Chad Lefum Shiuri L'Lei. Everybody on its own level. In other words, Ruvain on Ruvain's level, Shimon on Shimon's level, and so on. So he says now in Beis, V'chol Zeh, when you Kriyas Yamsuf, which is B'chinas Diber Alyin, meaning Shali Yailam Adiba V'Oisis. So what had happened by Kriyas Yamsuf? Yam is explaining normally conceals, right? Yam conceals. Yam is speech, letters conceal. So what happened by Kriyas Yamsuf? The level of Bria became Atzilus. Because now there's no more curtain, so separation, no more concealment. Yam, concealment, became Yabasha, which is revelation. And therefore, Bria became elevated to Atzilus. Now this is only until now. What happens? Losid Lavei. Amnam Lahosid Lavei Ksivein if Yodei Lanor. It says he's going to wave his hand, Mashiach is going to wave his hand over the river, which is Nar Paros, by the way. Why did, again, we learned everything is a progression, it's a process. Yeah? There had to be Adam, Chatei, Tadah, everything the process. Then, in order for the Jews to receive the Torah, they needed to be refined. That was the Torah Barzal Mitzrayim, the Golus Mitzrayim was actually the refinement. Like you take thick hide with the big combs, that the Torah Barzal from the iron combs, you refine the hide. That was one preparation for Matan Torah. But then the Jews needed another preparation for Matan Torah. Kriyas Yamsuf. Kriyas Yamsuf in the progression had to happen before Matan Torah. He says what? That in order, Kriyas Yam had to be that should be able to receive the Torah. The last parak of Pesach Naf Kuf Yud Chasamid Aleph in the Pirush Hayom Rav Ayonis Arim Raktu. Okay, so Arim Raktu, the mountains danced. That's Matan Torah. Okay, the mountains dancing. You say in Hallel, right? The Yom Raktu. So that refers to Matan Torah. Ki Iker Inyan Kiyam Mitzvos. Shaydeiza Mamshichim Shia Gili earning itself Lamata B'Biyam. Okay, what is the prime purpose and prime level of a Matan Torah? Matan Torah shekitshanu b'mitzvaysav, right? To bring down the kedusha of Atzilus into Biyah, into B'riyah Tzir Nasiyah. That's the whole purpose of Matan Torah. To bring higher levels of kedusha into the lower levels. And what is the definition of something holy? Where it's revealed Kedusha. Hashem's all over the place. We learned many times. What's Kedusha? This Sefer is holy. Why is it holy? The table's also Hashem in it. So the answer is, the Sefer, something which is holy, is revealing godliness. And the table is concealing godliness. So normally creation is through speech, which conceals the level of Kedusha. Right? Therefore you look in the world, you don't see Kedusha necessarily. People can Chas v'Shalom deny the existence of Hashem.
Opposite of Kriyat Yamsuf.
No. So what happens when a Jew does a mitzvah? They bring down the kedusha, sheketshanu b'mitzvah, meaning they reveal godliness, because godliness is all over. What's the difference between holy and non-holy? This is revealed. This is not revealed. So what's Kriyas Yamsuf? He just said that Yam become Yabasha. The hidden levels became revealed. So that's the whole concept of Torah mitzvahs. So in order for a Jew to be able to bring down Kedusha in a physical act, so there had to be first Kriyas Yamsuf. So Kriyas Yamsuf was the preparation of breaking the concealment of parsa or letters, whatever, to bring Kedusha down here.
That's why we say Hashem Kitchi.
You guys say, it says, the way it is in Atzilus, because in Atzilus is the whole world of Bittul. In a way of Yesh v'Davar Nif. The world of Biyah is, you don't see Elokus. Therefore, they have mitzvahs. Shem Ramach Evarim the Malka, which are the 248 limbs of the king. Mamshichim Gili Yichud Al Yeshivat Atzilus. You take the revelation of Atzilus in a way Shem is Mizgala Al Derech Zeh Mamish Kam B'Biyam. Therefore, there had to be Kriyas Yamsuf, which is the Inyan of Bekiyas Aparsa. Yam is concealment, the covering, the blockage. You break off the bar, then take away the Yam. Hamavseka ben Atzilus l'Briya, Acha b'nei Yisrael holcha b'Yabasha b'Seicha Yam. They went into Yabasha, meaning it became Begilui. Vayidei Zayochel Liyasacha Kach Kabbalah Satera. Therefore, that allowed that the Eden can have Kabbalah Satera. What is the purpose of Torah mitzvahs? Okay? Right, so therefore in the process, the Kriyas Yamsuf had to be before Matan Torah. Now the Rebbe is going to explain, so the same thing for the Gilui of Torah Shel Mashiach, Pnimiyus HaTorah, there also had to be the removal of the concealment, but not Yamsuf, but in the level of Pras, not in Yam, but in Nahor, and not into 12, but into 7. In the Inyan Matan Torah, who Inyan Yayim Laseisim B'Kiyam HaMitzvahs B'Peil doing mitzvahs and Talmud Torah Keneged Kulam. U'Lemach L'Kabos Chodam, and tomorrow, meaning by Tchias HaMeisim, ultimately, is to be Getzchar, Hainu La'asid Lavi, which is his galus Pnimiyus HaTorah V'Taimim Mitzvahs. Like Rashi says in Pashik Yishakehu and Shikis Pihu, right? In Shir Shirim. V'zeu Gamkin Inyan Mashiach, which is also the concept of Mashiach. Shenema Bahina Yaskil Avdi. My Evid will understand me, Yorev and Nisa. He'll be above and elevated even mi Avram. Ad Shegavoya Ba'ed, which is Isis Adam, which is higher than Adam Arishin, and higher than Moshe Rabbeinu Olav Shalom. Like it says in Sefer Gagam of Darizal, B'Ishma Adam Arish and Achash Shechata. Over there he says, it means Adam Arishin after he sinned, not before. Anyway, so what's the level of Mashiach? Mashiach, it says, is even higher than Moshe Rabbeinu. Right? That's Avodah Mashiach. It's even greater than the Gilui Moshe Rabbeinu. So Moshe Rabbeinu was the Gilui of Matan Torah, Nigla the Torah. Pnimiyus HaTorah was also given then. Like it says, Matan Torah, another time is not going to be. Matan Torah happened once. That means everything was given by Matan Torah. Nigla the Torah, the secrets of Torah, everything. But the Gilui Mashiach, not Gilui V'Nasa Ma'od, Gaver V'Nisa Ma'od, even from Ma'od is the letters Adam. He's even greater, not only than the others, he's even greater than Adam, Rishon, greater than Moshe Rabbeinu. Even the Rambam, by the way, in Hilchos Tshuva, the Rambam speaks about Mashiach in basically 2 places. He mentioned Mashiach a few other times. But in Hilchos Tshuva and Hilchos Melachim, Hilchos Tshuva, when he speaks about Mashiach, he says Mashiach is going to be Korev B'Nevuah to Moshe Rabbeinu, because Torah says, "Leikam Navi Eid B'Yisrael Kamesha." By prophecy, Torah testifies nobody will ever be as great as Moshe Rabbeinu in Nevuah. But Chachma, he's going to have more than Shlomo HaMelech. But there's a concept of Chacham Adif Minavi. The Chacham, which is Yaskal Avdi Ma'ed, is the Gilui Mashiach, that's even greater than Moshe Rabbeinu. In Nevuah, Moshe Rabbeinu will be the ultimate. But at the level of Chacham Adif Minavi, so it's going to be even greater than Moshe Rabbeinu.
Process is like Yam Yavosha.
Yeah, but he's going to explain why.
It's going to be greater than Adam in every way, like Adam is a capital.
Here he says, Acha Shechat only. What?
Moshe Rabbeinu has a cloud of all Neshamas. So it's like, so you're saying that...
But Mashiach is even greater than Adam.
I understand that, but Moshe Rabbeinu has the level of Neshamas, including David HaMelech, because it's coming from David HaMelech, no?
Yeah, but not Mashiach. What?
Arizal was greater also than Moshe
Just not, no. But the Alter Rebbe says in Tanya, doesn't mean it's greater than Nevuah. Again, the level of Chachmah of Minavi, but not that Nevuah. Not in Nevuah.
But he wasn't as great as Moshe Rabbeinu, even in the Chachma.
Who?
Arizal.
Trust me, I really never debated them to know who's
In God we
a
trust.
greater.
I'll let us pay cash.
He says, "I'm but Amazei the Gabi Meish Shirus." Okay, well, Yelamed Dasel Chola Masogas Pnimius Atera. In other words, like this. By Mashiach, it says the expression in the pasuk Torah Chadash Miti Teitze. It's going to come out a new Torah, which is the Gila Mashiach. Now, that's to use the way Chassidus explains it. Shabbos, you have the Kedusha of Shabbos. Before Shabbos, Erev Shabbos in the afternoon, it's called Te'emel Chaim Zoch. This you have to taste the foods of Shabbos. Yeah, Te'emel, you have a tam of Shabbos. You don't have Shabbos, but you have the taste of Shabbos. So the Gili of Pnimis HaTorah, the Gili of Chassidus, that was revealed in Erev Shabbos midday, in the year 5500, right? So over there is the taste of Shabbos. But Mashiach's coming, Torah Chadash Miti Teitze, is going to be the essence of the Pnimis HaTorah, that now we're only tasting. It's a completely new level of Torah, which is going to come out, and that level Mashiach reveals. Moshe Rabbeinu revealed Nigla the Torah. Yes, in Nigla the Torah, Matan Torah is not going to happen again, so everything is in by Matan Torah. But the Gilui of Pnimis HaTorah is going to be through Mashiach. When came the Pshute, Shiyal Meteres and Niglanu Venenu. Ain't a move on. Okay, so now it's not understood. How can this one person call Mashiach? Not only that, v'gam kol ribi agdel mishvakiyaydim is kol ateiru kula. In other words, Mashiach is going to teach Moshe Rabbeinu and all the other guys. So okay, we'll leave it at. But here the Alter Rebbe asks, how could that be? To be continued.
When are you going to continue?
Well, it's going to go up to next year.